The night was silent, but the wind carried whispers of death. Under a dying moon, a lone shadow moved a hyena, scarred and hungry, dragging his paws through the dust. He was once part of a great pack, fierce hunters, masters of the plains, but that was before the herd came. Before the one-horned buffalo. They came at dawn, thundering across the grasslands. His pack had just made a kill. The scent of blood filled the air. Then the ground trembled, and death came running. The leader, buffalo massive, dark, one horn broken, one eye, as cold as stone led the charge. The hyenas never stood a chance. By the time the dust settled, the ground was red, and the hyena was alone. That night, under the blood moon, he made a promise. Someday I'll return, and he will pay. The years passed. The plains changed. But the one-horned buffalo still ruled, a legend of power and fear. His herd followed him, his strength unmatched. No predator dared to cross his path. But that night, eyes were watching from the tall grass. Eyes that remembered. Eyes that burned with revenge. The hyena crouched low, his ribs visible from hunger, his breath heavy. He had followed this herd for 3 nights, waiting for a mistake. Every roar of thunder reminded him of the screams of his fallen kin. Then, a chance. A young buffalo calf drifted away from the herd, chasing fireflies. The hyena's heart pounded. This could be his moment. He crept closer, step by step, silent as smoke. But before he could leap, a shadow rose before him. The one-horned buffalo. Their eyes met for the first time in years. And for a moment, time froze. The buffalo snorted, his breath steaming in the cold night. He remembered that smell, that faced the little hyena who escaped that massacre. The hyena growled low, not out of courage, but rage. The air grew thick. The herd lifted their heads. Silence spread across the plains. And then, the buffalo charged. The hyena leaped aside, barely dodging the deadly horns. He rolled, gasping, his leg bleeding from the dust and stones. One wrong move, and it would have been over. But the hyena wasn't ready to die yet. He retreated into the darkness, watching the herd regroup. The buffalo looked around, snorted, then walked back to his herd, victorious again. Pain burned the hyena's body, but inside him, a fire was reborn. The next morning, the hyena limped toward a dry riverbed where vultures fed on bones. He lay in the shade, thinking. To face a buffalo head-on was suicide. But the jungle had other ways to kill. He began to observe. Every time the herd crossed the river, the young ones slowed down. Every night, the one-horned leader rested near the termite mound, always the same place. He waited 3 days, 4, a week. Each night, the hyena got closer. He started leaving small pieces of carcass nearby to lure scavengers, confusing the herd's scent. And slowly, the buffalo leader began to sense something was wrong. He could feel the eyes on him, but he didn't know whose or why. That night, the plains were on fire with lightning. The hyena stood on a hill, overlooking the herd. His wounds had healed. His plan was ready. Tonight, the hunter becomes the hunter. He waited till the storm grew louder, when the wind would hide his footsteps, and thunder would drown his growl. He crept closer through the mud, every flash of lightning revealing his wet fur. The herd was asleep. The one-horned buffalo stood alone near the mound, guarding his herd. The hyena lowered his body, step by step, closer. Closer! And then a twig snapped. The buffalo's ear twitched. He turned sharply. Their eyes met again. Lightning struck behind them. This time, no one was running. The buffalo roared and charged through the rain. The hyena lunged forward, teeth bared. And just as they collided, when the storm cleared, only one shadow stood. But whose? To be continued. The real battle begins in part 2. Subscribe to my channel before the storm returns.